because this is so fascinating to me, really, and it ties so much of that what you're talking about, Deanna, the spirituality aspect of it, the health and spirituality, the food, the body, all of it, and how it connects. I think we're really stepping now into a much deeper understanding of how perception informs our health, how perception informs and supports or hinders our journey to well-being. And I just want to open up that conversation a little bit more around what have you seen in your practice in working with people, and how important that aspect is to it.
It's huge. In fact, it's so timely that you even asked that question and bring it up for discussion, because I just made a social media post on a study that just came out, and it was in type 2 diabetics. They gave them 2 beverages, both with known sugar amounts. They both had 15 grams of sugar each, but yet they told them that one of them had no sugar and the other one had 30 grams, which is double. And then they monitored their blood sugar response. And what they found, the takeaway, and the actual title of the article was that basically glucose response, sugar response, responds more to perception than it does to actual intake. Wow. I mean, this is psychoneuroimmunology. This is like the power of the body mind, right? And so if we have a stress response because we read a label, and maybe we're, again, a diabetic, so there's a certain imprint. They did find that emotional eating, nutrition, kind of the satisfaction piece of a meal, and stress response, these were all related in, but these are inseparable from a meal. You know, how we feel is the same kind of nourishment that we're getting from the meal. So back to what Todd was saying, like, it's the spirit that you bring to the meal. And so science is even showing this and finding ways to slice and dice that in such a way that we can look at that and say, oh, wow, the mind is powerful. If I think I've just eaten gluten and I'm gluten-free, are we going to ramp our response just within our body because now we have so much fear? And so now we're going to start creating that cascade. Or do we bless our food? And no matter where we are, we trust, we understand, we make the best choice wherever we are. So I think that perception, to your question, is monumental. It sets the framework of our lives. If we have a perception that we live in a world that is threatening, where we're a victim and things come to us rather than us feeling empowered and feeling the locus of control, then that already sets our internal response for stress. So everything that happens to us or that we create, it's this dynamic, right? Yes. And so the interface to that, what I have found, because I've been in those hyper stress states, and I'm sure that many of us have, is how do I get back into the flow again? And for me, one thing that has helped me to get back into the flow is art. Like non-chaotic. I didn't study art. It's the kind of art where it's just like painting on a canvas, like getting it out. I need to find my center again. I need to find the flow back so that I'm not riddled by feeling like external factors are imposing upon me, but that I'm creating, I'm flowing, I'm moving out. I'm like the water element. I can flow and glide, or the air element, or the fire element. I mean, all of them are kind of doing that. They're all unique. Yeah. So that's how I feel about perception. I think it's great, big, huge.